RDW501.
Finished my last
And
two
you're
cookies.
listening to the June
Yay.
29th.
I'm a part of the billboard.
Of the South Central Pennsylvania GMRS group on the Holly 625 repeater. The PL tone of our group's repeater is 141.3 hertz.
Somebody's got to mute themselves.
These antenna is at the top of our 180-foot tower.
My radio's down.
467.625 megahertz.
Oh, Leroy, did you do it
It's
again?
mounted at 140 and operates at 400.
Yeah, it was me.
0.625 megahertz. Our
You
tower
know what? We're going to blame Rob. He's not here. We can blame him with no.
105 feet above mean sea level, 2 miles south of Mount Holly Springs, Pennsylvania, at 40 degrees, 5 minutes, 52 seconds north latitude, and 77 degrees, 12 minutes, 12 seconds west longitude. As of last week, we have 53 active call signs with 40 individuals checking in. If you've participated within the past 4 weeks, I will be announcing your call sign. When you respond, please include your name and location. I'll call for new, late, or missed stations after I've completed my list.
That's you, Jim.
I'll begin our check-in.
I'm always the missed contact.
Well, Josh could fix that for you, so you can through Zoom.
WRFL 218, Unit 1, Doug.
Unit 2, Sandy from York Springs.
Thank you, Doug and Sandy. WRFF 218. WRFF 218, Mike from York. No traffic.
So if you haven't seen the video that's up, you'll see the latest YouTube video of the Misfits.
WRMU 226.
Yeah, we had an interesting field day. It was enjoyable. It was my first one, so can't complain too much.
Yeah, it was successful. We found lots of things that we needed to fix.
WRNT 288.
Hold on, I got to turn down the stream volume a little bit.
WREK 307. K307, Unit 1, Brian Ann.
Unit 2, Amanda Ann. Unit 3, Colin.
So yeah, we found several things that we gotta work out. We got some power issues. The antennas, we gotta make them a little shorter. They're a little bit much to maintain. 160 meters across there. We're having a hard time getting. Yeah, it was a workout. We got them up in the air. And Tom tried to double-handed.
Yeah, they didn't work too well.
We found two one-sided 160-meter end feds will not work if you put a straw at the end of it to hold them up. You might want to put a piece of rebar or something like that that might keep it from bending. I don't know. That wire is heavy once you get out there that far.
Hey, it's a learning experience. I've learned. Now I have to work on fixing it.
And now you have experience.
The spotted lantern flies all over the place. I don't know where you're at, but it's all over the place. There's no safety on that one.
450.
They're just as bad as the freaking stink bugs.
450, Pat in West York. No traffic. Thank you, Pat. Thanks for checking in. WRNV 483.
WRNV 483, Tom Fort Detrick. No traffic. Thanks for running the net.
You're welcome, Tom, and thanks for checking in. WQRC 490. WROE 521.
Okay, I am not a floating head.
Yeah, you are.
Yes, I am. You see that?
WRCJ 521.
Oh, you ought to see it on the software. It's all black. I'm going over with the scrolling marquee.
In Mechanicsburg, no traffic.
Wednesdays, I need to do something different with that.
Okay, Tim, thanks for checking in.
I have literally a floating head right now.
RFG 544.
That's funny.
QAD 551.
Yeah, if you haven't seen them in person, I'm surprised because they are coming in herds and huge problem. But there's not much you can do until we can find a natural predator or spray for them. Yeah, they're all over the place.
556.
And if you haven't got them, don't worry, they're coming your way. I guarantee it.
556, Leroy in St. Thomas. No comments. Thanks for doing the net, John.
So
Shippensburg Armory actually sells a flamethrower.
578.
I looked into that.
H578, Mike in Fairfield. Thank you, Mike. WROG 587. WROG 587, Corey in Lebanon County, no traffic. Corey, thanks for checking in. WRJA 597. WRCB 627. WRCB 627, Dave and Laurel Lake. Hi, John. Hi, everybody.
Yeah, so we found we got some power issues maintaining power throughout a good bit of time, having to
43, Josh, no Oxford, and no
maintain
comment.
it. Now, the cool thing is Tom had no problem with power. He did quite well. So
WRAC 649.
when we're all together, it will work good. But when we're separate, we have definitely power issues.
658.
Antenna issues are one antenna is a bit too long and a little bit cumbersome in order to manage. But once it's up in the air, hey, that sucker works.
Yeah, it's a rock star once it's up in the air.
Yeah.
WROP.
If you got some ideas, try for different antennas, let us know.
WROP.
You said that because that's just a 160 meter dipole.
That 160 meter dipole that I had up worked pretty darn good when I used only one leg of it. It was good.
We should have tied the other wire to the ground side and run it out the backside.
Well, like I said, next time we'll learn and we'll try it again.
Yeah. Next time we'll get all the pieces together.
WRQH 670.
As I said, it was a learning experience. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I will do it again. It was great.
Yeah.
WQYW 673. This is WQYW 673. John here in Parksburg, Chester County. Good evening, everyone. Thanks, John. WRNY 683. WRNY 683. Darrell, Lebanon County. Back to you, John. Thank you, Darrell. WRMS 712.
I just found something good.
WRMS 712.
Of course, he's checking in.
Tom in Shippensburg and no traffic. Thank you, John.
I should get a green boot to cover.
You're welcome,
this.
Tom, and thanks for checking in.
That would look cool. Then I could be just complete floating head here. I would say check out my shirt, but you can't see that.
WRJF.
I think you know what? I think it would look good if you just spun your head around a couple of times and moved around in a circle.
728 Dad Taxi Mobile, Bobby in Mechanicsburg. Good evening.
It's like
good evening, Bobby. Thank you. WRFT 732.
Yeah, yours shows up just a little bit, but mine doesn't show up at all. I think because the transition from Zoom to this. From Zoom to this.
752, windmills are absorbing energy and changing the weather.
Okay.
Oh.
Eric? WRPE 755.
Cool. Okay. Anyways.
Yeah, that was a little.
WRER 765.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah.
Leroy?
769.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
Oh,
you know what sounds good?
This is
I'm hungry. What do you got?
Oh, dude, you gotta check this thing out. I gotta send you the link. But
Thanks for checking
let me put this up here. DiablerFamilyAdventures.com.
Freeze-dried food.
Freeze-dried cookie dough ice cream.
Hell yeah.
That's a new one. I hadn't seen that up there before. Free cookie dough is my favorite. Oh, I am definitely going to be getting out there and seeing. Yeah, this stuff looks absolutely incredible. Good and fresh. The cookie dough. Oh, that's my absolute favorite. I'm gonna have to put it in order now. Anyways, now quit drooling over that. If you did like freeze-dried stuff, Skittles,
thank you, Pam.
Skittles Starburst, malted milk balls, ice cream, check them out. DiablerFamilyAdventures.com. Friends of the group, not a sponsor, but these guys know what they're doing when they're talking about freeze-dried. Check them out.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
ROR 921.
Actually,
WROR 921, Blaine from the rocking chair on the front porch, and
WROR 921, Unit 2, Jen from the couch on the porch.
Hey,
over
glad you guys are relaxing on the porch. Good night for it. Thanks.
For interest-free installment payments for order over $50 online.
RDJ 976.
WRDJ 976, Joe in Union Deposit. We met you at the cookout, John. Back to you.
Ooh. Okay.
Thank you,
One
Joe.
thing I didn't realize, they do ship.
WRFR 982.
Calculated.
ROR 983.
R983, Cassie and Yo, no traffic.
Cassie, thanks for checking in. And finally, WRSK 991.
991, Matt, not Gary. Thanks for running the net stand. Just enjoying the lightning bugs tonight. No traffic.
Very good, Matt. Thanks for checking in. Okay, that completes my list. I'm now going to, well, first of all, I'm going to turn off
Did any of you guys try the freeze-dried sunburst? The Starburst?
Not very efficient.
I was there that day.
I actually can't say I have.
Yeah.
Late or missed stations. Any new late or missed stations that would like to check in, please do so now. Net control.
426, Stephen Enola.
Stumped on.
Steve, WRQD 426. WRKB 658, Andrew and Lower Allen. I've got you there, Andrew. WRKB 658. Thank you. Any other stations new, late, or missed, please check in.
Ooh.
TJ 542, Dom in Boiling Springs. Okay, Dom. Believe you're a new check-in. Boiling Springs. I've got your name and Boiling Springs down. Now, would you repeat your call sign again there, please? Sure enough, it's WRTJ 542. I have WRTJ 542. Dom in Boiling Springs. Very good. Welcome to the net. Any other stations, new, late, or missed, please check in now. WRER 765, Mike and Carlisle. Okay, Mike, I got you there. Thank you. WRER 765. Any other stations? Okay, well, we'll call for new, late, or missed stations a little later, but first let's go through for a round of comments. And that brings us back to Doug and Sandy in York Springs, WRSL 218. Your comments this evening.
WRSL 218, Unit 2. Well, I'm sorry we missed the cookout this past weekend, but we went camping up at Spyglass Winery outside of Sunbury, and we saw George Thorogood and Bobcat, and let me tell you, it was a fantastic show.
That had
been
a great
to go
show.
To Spyglass Winery, I'll tell you what, is a really, really nice place. The wine is good, and then they have a brewery on site. So, like I said, it was a great time. And I want to wish everybody a happy 4th of July. Back to you, John.
Good. That sounds like an interesting place there, the Spyglass Winery. Where is that located again?
Located outside of Sunbury, John.
Oh, okay, up the river a ways. Okay, very good. Thanks. That brings us to Brian, Amanda, Colton, Garrett, and Leona at WREK 307. What would you like to say today?
K307. Well, I'm going to hope that this HT doesn't die on me. But besides that, we had a great time up at the picnic and the field day there. Learned a lot this weekend. So those of you that didn't come up, you missed out on excellent opportunities. On Thursday, the field taught me how to self-extricate from being stuck in the mud. And then on Sunday, we all got a class in winching a car out of the mud. So if you didn't show up, it's on you. But we had great food, great company, great radio going on there on Saturday, and overall a good time. Back to you, John.
Okay, Brian. Yeah, it sounds like you learned a lot in a number of different departments. Glad you had a great time. All righty, WQYX 334. Josh, take it away.
WQYX 334. Not much here. Had a good time at field day. Thanks to everyone that showed up and helped out, and thanks to Kathy and Michelle and Mike and everybody that brought some food for us there to eat. Appreciate that. It was nice to get some of the little ones on the radio doing FT-8. That was kind of neat. A couple of Brian's kids there got on, Brian and Amanda's kids. I think Leona and Colton each had at least one contact on FT-8, so that was kind of fun. Other than that, looking forward to the next time we can get together, and hope everybody has a good holiday weekend here and stay safe. And with that, I'll go ahead and give it back to you, John. Thanks for running the net. WQYX 334.
Well, thank you, Josh. And sounds like fun there. I'm glad Garrett and Leona got on. That's cool. All righty. WRQD 426. Steve, Ininola. Anything you'd like to say?
Hey, good evening all on the net here. Hope I've been spending the past couple days getting ready for the Firecracker Ham Fest, boxing some stuff up and pricing them. So I'll probably go down there and sell some stuff and buy some stuff. And just a reminder, who knows who do it, starting July 1st is 13 Richland County special event. I do that every year. It's a really fun event. So back to that, WRQD 426.
Steve, thanks for your comments. Okay, let's see. Next up on the comment, well, how about we go to Dom in Boiling Springs, WRTJ 542. Anything you'd like to say?
WRTJ 542. I want to say good evening to everyone. And this is my first time on the machine. And I just got my GMRS license last week, so I figured I was listening to the net last week, and I figured I'd jump in and say hi to everyone. Back to you.
I'm certainly glad you did. It's great to have you participating in our net. Super. Okay, WRCJ 578. Mike, your comments.
I'm sorry, John. Did you just call me?
Oh, yeah, I think I said it wrong, didn't I? WRCH? I think I said J. WRCH 578. Yeah, go for it, Mike.
WRCH 578. Yeah, no problem. I was only about half paying attention. It didn't sound right. That's why I asked. Yeah, I had a good time this weekend. What was it Brian said about experiences in the mud? Yeah, we had, like you said, one winch out on Sunday, and I thought I was safe up by the barn because I didn't leave until Monday, and I went to turn around, and of course, big heavy 1-ton van in soft ground. The first time I backed up, I about sunk it to the axle. Actually, I can't believe the bottom of the pumpkin of the axle housing didn't rub the ground. But I got myself out of that, pulled back up, and tried to turn around another direction. Barely got over this little bump in the one little parking area off to the right of the driveway right there. That was enough. It was just so soon because it rained Sunday or Monday morning up there. And yeah, I got stuck. It suited. The wheels started to spin. I tried a couple times. It's like that. There's no use trying. I'm just going to dig a hole. So I stopped, finished loading everything up, and I was like, well, I'm barely stuck. I couldn't find any gravel, no sand, just couldn't find anything to throw under the tires. And I was like, wait a minute, this is a farm. Went and grabbed literally like a handful of hay, threw it under the tire, walked right out. So I was able to self-extricate myself on Monday also. Yeah, had one new experience up there, spotted lantern flies. I had personally never seen one in person until this weekend. Well, I got well acquainted with them this last weekend because, oh my God, I don't know how many millions of those things were up there. They were some annoying little buggers. But yeah, I had a good time at field day. So we'll send it back to you, John. WRCH 578.
Well, it sounds like you as well had a number of experiences up there this weekend. I've never seen one of the lantern flies or bugs or whatever either. So, well, at least you're knowledgeable of those, and well, hopefully they can keep them over there on the farm. I don't know what the panic is over them. I guess they're very destructive to plants. I don't know, but that would have to be why they're upset about them. Anyway, Dave, over to Laurel Lake, WRCB 627. Anything you'd like to talk about?
WRCB 627. Yeah, the lantern flies, they look sort of like stink bugs, but they look a little bit like, spiders, and they haunch up when you kind of come over to them, and the next thing you know, they jump into the air somewhere, but usually on your back, and you don't know it yet. And you're sitting there at your rig trying to work a contact, and they crawl right across the face of your rig, or you'll pick your microphone up, and there'll be two of them, one on the coil cord and one on the mic. It's really amazing. They were more of an annoyance than they were anything else. I didn't see anybody complaining about them biting you or anything like that. I got to tell you, best food ever. Had the best sausage and the best hamburger ever with fried Vidalia onions and mushrooms, and it was to die for. It really, really was. And then somebody came along. In fact, it was the guys from Mount. I'll get it. Anyway, we had some ice cream, and gracious out of somebody else with the sandwiches. Anyway, Brian and everybody in Mount Holly. And then let's see. And then I did a sideways drift about 30 degrees trying to get up the hill in my RV, and managed to make it on the second try. But I will tell you, it was slip and go, slip and slide everywhere. And when I got to the top of the hill, man, I got my foot hammer down on the gas, and the Mercedes engine there just refused to. It was detecting that it was slipping, and it kept
reducing the speed of the engine, so I could barely get over the hill. So finally got it, because that's what the little motorhome runs on. All right, anyway, had an absolutely great time. Give this thing 5 seconds. Absolutely fantastic time with everybody, from everybody, doing all kinds of crazy things and setting up and tearing down. I didn't get a single contact, because by the time I decided to put my rig up on Sunday, about maybe 11 o'clock, something like that, the solar cycle or something, the propagation went right through the floor, and all of a sudden everything quieted down. Well, no, the traffic quieted down. The noise floor went up to 30 dB over S9, and let me just tell you, it totaled the front end of my rig. Could not take any more signal than that. It just locked up. So anyway, maybe next year. But in the meantime, I know better about what I should try and what I can leave alone. Anyway, had an absolute.
What happens when you buy an Icom?
Did too. Food was great, camaraderie, conversation.
I'm sorry, my Icom worked perfectly.
Really great.
Dave, I'm super glad you enjoyed yourself. And wow,
That you know of. You've never really used a real radio before. I haven't used that Yaesu.
This is, come right from the store in a cooler. And
Use both of them, and I like both of them.
Would have been a real treat for you, for everybody. Okay, Andrew in Lower Allen Township, WRKB 658. Anything you'd like to talk about?
It's Horde versus Alliance.
WRKB 658.
Icom is Alliance.
Usually it's a high-end run. I'm connecting in the Skyward.
Icom is Cadillac.
Cumberland County, right at the same time that you hit me on the list. So
overpriced junk.
You know what they say about Ford, right? Found on the road dead, fix or repair daily. Duh.
Glad to hear all everybody's comments.
I go for the Mitsubishi thing.
North Perry County at field day, and yes, actually we quit early on Sunday between being up all night and everything else, so we were able to get out before the ceiling dropped. Back to net control.
Okay, Andrew. Yeah,
we just made it out before the rain started.
Make one of the get-togethers.
His butt
right.
hit the seat and it started raining.
John and
Oh, really?
Yeah. 673. Go for
He's
it.
like, are you gonna? Nope, I'm out of here. Bye. Done.
We got back here, got the trailer backed up and unhooked before it started raining.
To the picnic, and it was great. I agree with Dave. For some reason, the food was.
We got to get some hooks and put in there.
The hamburgers or cheeseburger I had with the onions on it.
Well, we'll see what happens. Once I make a couple of more payments on the car, and I'm feeling better that it's kind of mine, I'm going to see about putting a hitch on it.
Marty and people.
What's the motor that's in it?
We're still there.
2.4 liter, 4-cylinder.
Anyway,
what are you going to pull behind it?
So, but made it out of the field okay, and made it home okay.
What do you want to pull behind it?
Did miss you, John. Thought maybe
I could pull a small trailer.
Yeah.
Hope everyone's well. And
you know, I got the landscaping trailer, and I seriously thought about enclosing it and building a little box out of it and making it into a mobile ham shack.
A wedding in Martinsburg, West Virginia on Saturday, and I had gave us ass on going to the
Leroy and Rob's trailer would be perfect for that.
GMRS get together.
Yeah, it's already enclosed.
Didn't feel like sitting through another afternoon of sweltering like I had on Saturday. The wedding was great.
And with what I know and have learned about solar panels, we can fix that and upgrade it.
Reception included, wedding included, at a very historic mansion. One that was built in the late 1700s.
Can't be like everyone that's got a big, fifth wheel or anything.
That was cool.
You got the luxury, the king luxury.
Got home safely, absolutely. All righty.
I don't know anybody like that.
NY 683.
Hey, I was happy camping in a tent.
Your comments.
I got to admit, that was a great weekend. I have not been camping since I lived in New Jersey, and that was back in 17 years ago.
Of course, you, John, as well. Thanks.
So that was actually very good for me.
The only other comment I have is I'm still working on my high power sound system for my deck. Not quite finished yet. It's going to be up to 500 watts RMS per speaker, per channel. That's all I have. Everybody have a safe 4th of July. WRNY 683, back to you, John.
Okay, Daryl, and I know you're having fun amassing all of that sound equipment. So best wishes on that adventure to continue on. All righty. Bobby in Mechanicsburg, WRJF 728. Believe he was mobile before. I wonder if he still is. Go ahead, Bobby.
Not mobile at the moment. I'm sitting in the parking lot waiting for the kid to be done. He's got a job at the concession stand here at the community pool in Mechanicsburg, and it's lifeguard training tonight, so he gets to be the victim of drowning coming off of the slide. So he's having actually fun and getting paid for it. I wish I could do that. Anyway, good evening, folks. Yes, Bobby in Mechanicsburg. Missed last week's net. We were camping. We were at Prince Gallitzin State Park, which is a bit northwest of Altoona. It was absolutely gorgeous. The weather was great. Just biking, hiking, swimming, kayaks, and sitting around the campsite doing a whole lot of nothing. So that was wonderful. Did miss the get together on the weekend. Did try to get some 10-meter contacts with my cheap 10-meter radio that also doubles as a CB here in the truck, but no dice there. We picked up nothing. The funny thing there, I mean, feed the meter here. There is Sean was actually running the radio most of the time, and he got pretty good at it. He kind of got rebit by the ham radio bug. We were chatting about it a little bit, and he didn't want to tell me that he kind of lost interest 6 or 7 months ago because his dad's a stink as a teacher. I can't. My wife's the teacher. I'm not. So we'll see what we can do to get him a ticket. He's definitely interested, so we'll play there. Not a whole lot else going on here in Mechanicsburg. Just wait for the kid to get out of work. WRJF 728. Back to net control.
Okay, Bobby. I'm familiar with Gallitzin State Park because I had friends that went to Indiana University in Indiana, Pennsylvania, and I'm trying to remember the name of the railway, which is near that park, where boats were pulled out of the water in Johnstown and hoisted over the mountain by a steam-operated rope system, and then a series of water canals, and I forget where they went back in the water again. But it's a historic. It was only in operation for about 20 years or so before the horseshoe curve and all that was made in the railway system. But I've been to Gallitzin Park a couple of times. Good area out there. All righty, Eric in Carlisle, WRNU 752. Go for it. Well, in that case, let's go to Mike in Carlisle, WRER 765. Any comments, Mike?
WRER 765. Good evening, everyone. Literally just got done hitching the camper up to the Jeep, heading out to Raystown Lake tomorrow. So we'll try to get on some repeaters out there, maybe the 8.5 machine up at Penn State. If anyone is listening, see if we can talk to you. But otherwise, everybody have a good night and good weekend. Thanks for running the net, John.
And thank you, Mike. Raystown Lake sounds great. Enjoy yourself. Hope all of you. Sounds good. All right. Hey, Curly. No doubt from the recliner, why do I keep want to say it? WQWE 866.
Well, good evening, John, WQWE 866. I'm not going to say too much because I'm still fighting this lovely whatever it is. Had fun on field day. It was great. I made a couple contacts and good fun. So thanks to Michelle and Kathy and everybody. Mike brought stuff up there. It was really good. If you went away hungry, that was your own fault. It was good food up there. But anyway, John, we're hanging in there still. On this, go to the doctor tomorrow. See what the doctor says. Otherwise than that, everybody have a good rest of the week and have a safe 4th of July. WQWE 866, Pat. I'm sorry. WQWE 866. Back to net control.
Okay, Curly, I hope everything goes well there with the doctor and you get your voice back completely real soon. WRPC 868. Pam, do you have any comments? That takes us down to Joe in Union Deposit, WRDJ 976. Go for it, Joe.
WRDJ 976. Not too much, John. Did have a good time at the cookout there. It was good to see everybody, and the food was great. And Brian's wife made something. I can't remember the name, tortellini or something like that. It was really great. I liked it a lot. I asked my wife to make that for me, and she said, "No problem, no problem." Had fun with the goats, and the kids were messing with the goats and the chickens and everything. We had the goats out like dogs, on a leash. And they were out and about around everybody. They're very tame, and they definitely do like people. And that was great. It's amazing, to see these guys set up for a field day, putting up the tarp and everything. I mean, it was an overhead tarp. We were in the shade, but the tarp helped when the rain came, kept us out of the rain. And cooking was great. It was really great. It was good to see a lot of people coming up there. Too bad that it did rain and it sort of spoiled the field there, but getting it muddy. We left. We didn't see actually. I think I was told that Chris had a hard time. He told me that the night before he was up there. We were talking about his boots, and he said he got a little bit of dirt on his boots. And he walked in the house, and his wife said, you better clean that up. So he had to clean it up, dustpan and brush and everything, and take off his boots and everything. But I'll tell you what, John, what I heard was it Sunday night or whenever they left, he almost had his car out, but he got his car stuck, and it was really stuck. And that's what Brian was mentioning about the winch. Josh had to get the winch and winch him out, and he had to crawl in the mud to hook it up to his car. So I could just imagine, him going home, completely filled with mud, head to toe, and because the night before, his boots were a little bit dirty. And his wife had a fit. I could just imagine what she said when she saw him. But other than that, everybody did have a good time, and the food was great. I gotta say, the food was great, and I took a chance. John's girlfriend, Eileen, I think her name's Eileen there. I'm not real good at names, but she made that fruit thing, but this time they had strawberries, and I just had to have some, but I got a nickel here. Well, I had to have some because it's just so good, but this time she put strawberries in it, and I'm allergic to strawberries, but I took a chance. And I worked around the strawberries, and I didn't pick any of those out, and I ate some. And then we left, and while I was leaving, I started to get a reaction. But it wasn't very bad because I didn't have a lot, so I was okay. But yeah, it was tempting, and I do love that fruit. But other than that, John, yeah, we did miss you, John, and everybody else that didn't come up, we miss you too, and maybe next time you guys could make it up. And it was great. It was really a good time, and field day was great and interesting, and the people there that came up were interesting to talk to, and always had something to say and something to learn. Okay, John, I guess that's about it. I'll hand it back to you, and thanks for doing that, WRDJ 976.
Well, you're welcome, Joe. And I know that dish that Eileen makes is fantastic. And as soon as you start talking about it, my mouth started watering. That's really good. Well, it sounds like all the food was wonderful, and I'm sorry I did miss it. But thanks for your comments, Joe. Very good. Okay. One last time, that is, to call for any new, late, or missed stations that would like to check in.
Come on, Jim. You can make it. Do it.
Yeah. No.
Hey, Jim, I can run a 136-foot end fed for you. You can make it off of that.
That still doesn't work.
Darn it.
Mine's 200 feet, and it still won't work.
Okay, Garth, WQRC 490. Thank you for checking in. Any other
and this is why you're a misfit.
Please check in now.
This is why what?
This is why you're a misfit.
That's right. Dude, all the shipping prices went out the roof.
It's going to be 9:43, and that'll conclude our weekly net of the South Central Pennsylvania GMRS group. I want to thank everybody who checked in,
by the end of,
and especially those that had comments.
That's not that bad.
Our next network check-in is Wednesday, July 6th. Now, don't forget, there are other network check-ins available. Mondays at 9 p.m. and Fridays at 9 p.m., both on the 725 repeater in Hanover. That repeater has a 141.3 hertz PL tone. Also, don't forget our Facebook page, South Central PA GMRS Group. This is John Riddlesberger, WRBW 501. Have a good evening, everyone, and have an enjoyable Independence Day weekend and the rest of the week. The repeater is now returned to its normal use.
All right. Well, that wraps this week up. I don't have anything extra to add. The Firecracker Hamfest is going on the 2nd, which is Saturday, from 8 to 12 there at the postal grounds. If you go to w3uu.com, you can check out that advertisement. Make sure to get online, order the some freeze-dried stuff. You can have it shipped to you if you're not local. Really good stuff. So that's all I got. We'll say 7-3s. We'll see you later. I'm calling it a night.
73s. Have a good. Bye.